Hello and welcome, my name is Nilaus and this is episode 12 of our C-Block campaign. Let's start by looking at the size of this base. Well, this is going to be one of those short summary sessions where I'm summarizing for YouTube what is going on in the base and what I've built in the meantime in the last streaming session. So, the last streaming session, we've actually been scaling up the base quite nicely. What I've done is I've extended. Okay, we need to keep this running, otherwise the base will just feel extremely slow if we don't keep it running. So what I've done is I've actually scaled up some more. All right, hold on. Let's talk objectives. The major objective in any Angels mod, Bob's mod campaign is get from the basic circuit board, electronic boards as kind of difficult, but then as immediate you really start working on electronic circuit boards. So by the time you get there, you will have researched every single red-green science anyway. So that is quite difficult. It requires three things that are difficult. If you look at transistors, here, plastic bars, silicon wafers. The plastic bar requires plastic, obviously. Silicon wafers require silicon. Those are two new things. What else is there? There's the circuit board. This one requires ferric chloride as a solution, so we need ferric chloride. And lastly, the phenolic board requires resin. That is actually, in this mod pack, the most difficult one. Usually it's easy because you can just take raw wood, as you can see in the recipe, raw wood into resin. But that's not an option, so that needs a hell of a long process to get going. What I'm also starting to do here, I don't even know what to build. I'll do robotics, why not? Right, so let's get started on what we have built. I will just use my little car here because the base is at a size when it actually warrants driving around in a car. So let's start with up here. So you can see there's something new here. New going on. This is another set of green algae producing farms here. I have set up a new setting here, so revising the old one and just being a bit closer to the actual ratios. The actual ratios are slightly different here, but here I'm doing it differently. So I'm still going into two of these, two green algae farms Mark II into one liquefier Mark II. That fits quite well. Going on this belt, and we'll be then making actually methanol. The methanol here, 5 methanol ones, they go into here and then they put into boxes that they are all completely full, which is kind of crazy how they are completely full. And that goes in here, add some steam, it's easy to make it into propene. The propene is, let's actually just open this one. So the propene, and also some synthesis gas. Synthesis gas, I could use it, but it's going to be a long time until I can use it. So I'll just flare all of it. Goes into liquid plastic, goes into plastic, and goes into a nice little box up here, which actually seems to be full at this point. This is crazy. I did not expect that, to be perfectly honest. And here, let's just hurry up and move things over so we can replace it. So I already have 6,000. And I can't pick it up yet, but I'm right next to, so why not? Here, and I'll do that one. Boom. Actually, it's probably easier. No, it's not easier to do it because it's 3 lines, so I'll just... Good. Here, perfect. Now this one will just keep operating because I'm going to spend a lot of time here. Now we might as well start working on these. I can't use them until I have the blue circuits, but as you can see here, plastic, not a problem. We have that going. It's not producing particularly fast, but it's producing, everything here is to scale. This producing here using methanol is slightly, and this is perfect, it's slightly using more. You can see here it goes slightly down compared to this one, even though this one is full, but it will actually gradually empty these boxes. Where is it? Oh, it's coming out there. I suppose I could take and just make it more forceful by having there. Good. And I could also take it here, I suppose, by doing this. There. So now it'll be more aggressive at pumping things out from here. That's very nice, but as you can see, lots of plastic. So that's one of those hurdles that makes it easier. I have not started on the silicon yet, but what I have started on, let's get back to the road and our little car. So that's one big thing that we've created. It's working quite well. The next thing I have created is actually, I want to start working on some of the more advanced materials or advanced iron processing parts, or sorry, metal processing parts. And in order to do that, I actually need to go up. If I sort the crushing, I won't really get anything. I can get some nickel and I can get some silicon, but that's not much. So I actually need to step one level up, go into the chunks. What I've noticed, what I've found out is actually Protenium chunks gives me silver. I need that. Lead, well, I suppose I can use that. And Gibolite gives me aluminium, very important, and zinc. I think I need that, might be. And it also gives me iron and copper, so why not just continue this? Because what I need is actually... Right, let's do the resin chain, because that's probably the difficult one. Here we have resin comes from liquid resin. Liquid resin comes from urea gas and formaldehyde. Urea gas comes from ammonia and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is easy to make. Ammonia is something I'm going to create probably next time from blue algae production. That's also pretty good. Now, that was the easy one. Then formaldehyde. Formaldehyde comes from methanol. However, it uses a green metal catalyst. So we need to figure out the green metal catalyst comes here, and that requires aluminium and silver ore. And that is the actual reason why. I don't know what this one is. I have no idea what the purpose of this one is. Part of nanobots, early bots. Okay. Green. So that requires aluminium and silver. Hence, I need to make sure that I get aluminium and silver. Or, right now I'm just thinking of something. Ouch. That one is only filtering on aluminium, but I think I want to cap it here. Only do that when aluminium is greater than 1000, because I don't want to spend all of it. No, actually that's not necessary. There, I just want some, because over here I've already created it. I just put it, yeah. So this one is just getting metal catalyst, because I expect these to be requested through the network and then be brought back. So I have 600 green metal catalyst already. So that's ready for the formaldehyde, the urea gas we get after we get blue algae production. The blue algae, just to revisit it, but that's going to be next time, is coming from sulfuric wastewater. We can get some sulfuric wastewater from various processes. Now also, what I've also built is this part here. So I wanted to get silver and aluminium. And in order to build silver and aluminium, I discovered that this is how I do it. Gibolite chunks sorting. This is getting kind of annoying with all the signs that just flashing by. What do we want? Yeah, let's get logistics forward. We can't build them yet because this one requires circuit boards. That's about it, I think. And this one requires robot charging port. Really? That one, what about this one? I'll just check. Yeah, electronic circuit board. So I do need electronic circuit boards for the robot ports. So before that, I can't do the robots. Now, what was it again? It was the chunks, the Gibolite chunks sorting gives me aluminium, and Protenium chunk sorting gives me silver. So those are absolutely needed. That's working towards the resin. Right, and what I also get from this is a lot of aluminium. Then I have built an aluminium smelting array up here. It works brilliantly, with the exception of the fact that it's not running because I don't get any aluminium. It's perfectly fine. What I also have here is a lot of sodium hydroxide, because that's something you need in order to make aluminium. And then you can go back. I've also started producing something over here. A modular robot port 2. No, I don't think so. Let's just think. I think I have to go down here. We'll also talk a bit about the power, but not so much. Here. Good. So we had up here a lot of salt water production, saline water production. And we did this process, not for the saline water, that was actually being thrown out here for the clarifier, but actually to getting enough purified water to feed this massive chain here. And it only barely does, or it only does it because these kind of jam at some point. They're stopping. The red marker or the red light shows that they've stopped working because they are already full. Now here, however, now I needed a lot of the saline water because I needed to get in here into electrolyzers that will split it into chlorine and hydrogen, and also the sodium hydroxide. The sodium hydroxide I put in here, just keeps it running, and the remaining I merge it back together into hydrochloric acid because I need the hydrochloric acid in order to make ferric chloride acid. That's where I need hydrogen chloric acid plus iron ore. That's again a component we need for the electronic circuit board. So I'm slowly preparing all of the intermediate steps. I'm also going to need silicon. Then I'm also taking this one, just making some chlorine, put that over here, and not a lot, but just some. Actually, it will be taking all of it over here. These ones, every time this one process, boom, it goes in here. It's not processing a lot because it's not running very effectively, or just not very consistently. So these are also something I can't remember what it actually need. I need the chlorine for. We'll figure out. It's needed for something. I can't remember. I know it's needed for gold, but I can't remember if there's anything else. Now here, this is also an interesting one. I am not using enough materials, so this location down here is actually overscaled compared to how much you use. And the reason why it's not being used, you can see here, I'm simply not able to use my materials fast enough. My iron, my copper, my lead, my tin, all of that, which is incredibly ironic, to be honest, considering what the space is like. This is a C block, and now I'm in a kind of course I need to scale up, but at this point it's like, yeah, this is working, but this definitely needs to be scaled up. But on the other hand, I don't have that much red and green science left, so by the time I get the blue science available, I've completed all of them. So now I'll just continue working towards my next goal, which is obviously the electronic circuit boards. I'll also be switching to a much more barrel-based production because the barrels will be a great way to take stuff like sulfuric wastewater, hydrochloric acid, chlorine gas, even water to some extent. Just taking it, putting it into the robot network and letting the robots fly it wherever it's needed. Also, this part is much easier to store in barrels in a box than here, because once these run out. So that's basically on the to-do list. So it's really now it's moving towards the next level, and that's electronic circuit boards. Once we have that, we get real robots, or faster robots, or faster Angels robots. And with the faster Angels robot, we'll be able to start scaling up to much bigger size because it'll be much easier to move things around. And then I'll build quite an intensive bot-based base here. So with that, I think that's a pretty good summary of where we are. We built the plastic production, very easy, very good. You can see it's already produced 1,500 while we have been chatting around. I'll build some hydrochloric acid and hydrogen. I built the first, very simple, honestly, smelting arrays, refinement. And I also get a lot of these damn stupid annoying geodes, but we'll deal with those later. And we have aluminium. Aluminium is also very handy to have. Okay, that one, what is this? Character logistics slot. Okay, I'll just do that, whatever. How much? We have 1.6 aluminium. Aluminium is something we definitely need. Anyway, thank you very much for joining. I hope you will enjoy it. I hope you will join me back on the next stream session. And I'm trying to keep to Tuesdays and Thursdays as the main days for streaming. But let's see. Anyway, thank you for joining. I'll see you next time. Bye.